Most AI video tools want you to make dragons and sci-fi landscapes. But what if you actually need to create content for a brand? I'm going to show you a workflow that is actually useful. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I share practical advice to help you build and grow your brand. Today, I'm walking you through a workflow inside Adobe Firefly that I genuinely think is a game changer for anyone creating brand content. I'm partnering with Adobe on this video, and I want to show you two features: video prompt to edit, which lets you modify videos using simple text prompts, and the new Firefly Video Editor, which is now in beta and lets you assemble everything without leaving the platform. So good. No need to export to other apps. Let's get into it. First, let me show you how prompt to edit works and why it's actually practical for brand content. Yes, let's start from the Firefly homepage. I'm going to click under my generation history, the first project, and this is the most likely scenario. You've already created something for a campaign like I did here, and now you want to make an edit. You can see from my previous prompt here that I was playing with the lighting in this clip of a handbag on a stylized background with a little zoom out reveal of this gorgeous beach that I want to go to. Looks great, but I think we're missing something, so I'm going to click Edit up top. Now, before I generate anything, I can choose which model to use. Firefly gives you access to partner models, and I can select from here Runway Gen 4 Aleph for advanced video generation. That's what I'm going to use. But I could also try Luma Ray 3 or Ray 3.14. That model is great for pro quality realism. And by the way, you might see some different model options here depending on when you're trying this out for yourself. Firefly is constantly evolving and adding models based on what's available and what's great. So let's add a seashell. And let's get specific so I get the outcome that I want. I want it beside the handbag. And let's click generate and see where we land. I'll give it a few moments to generate. While we wait, let me mention the time it takes can vary, largely based on what you're asking it to do, at least in my experience. So changing the lighting universally took longer than adding or removing an individual object, for example. Either way, I'm gonna speed this up. Okay, we've got our Firefly generation with our cute little shell. Already adding to the vibe here now that rock doesn't look so empty. This is really cool. Am I gonna use this specific feature to add a product? Probably not. That's something that I would actually have photographed, but maybe for the environment, the aesthetic, a certain shot, it makes perfect sense for my goals. Making complementary adjustments, or even changing colors, which you'll see in the next example. Adding or removing objects in images is one thing and probably something you've tried, but making this kind of edit from a text prompt in a video is really exciting. And for a brand, this can mean avoiding reshoots. It can also mean saving my already very busy creative team from spending hours this week on another project in Photoshop that they weren't planning on. Just a text prompt, and now I have a new asset ready for my campaign. Now, let's take it a step further. What if I need this in different colors for different audiences or campaigns? Same video, new prompt, change the bag color to coral. We're gonna try it. Now, let's caution ourselves here. We're stepping into territory where I'm modifying the actual product, in this case of a campaign or a brand, which I may want to avoid unless I'm in the ideation stage and exploring the possibilities of what might be. A production might actually take place on the beach with real products. You get the idea. Right now we're just planning. Well, we have ourselves a coral handbag. That second product in the background is getting a little bit confused, so this is a good moment for us to edit. Now, I could do a reference image. Actually, first let's try prompting the removal of the handbag behind. No promises. But isn't that kind of half the fun here? Just trying and succeeding and then trying and failing? I'd be a huge liar if I pretended like every prompt here led to a gorgeous final result. It ain't gonna happen. We got rid of the handbag, but now we veered too far from our original product. So we have a few options. I'm thinking let's hop over to Photoshop, where I've got an actual product image that we shot last season with our product, and it's an image, not a video. And it's more portrait than it is landscape. However, I can use generative fill on this image, and I can just change the canvas, 16:9, a video frame. Oh, these are great options to reimagine and guide our campaign. I'll choose the one that I'm happiest with. Also remember how easy it is to simply return to a previous generation if we veer too off course. I'm gonna do that. I'll also add our reference image that we just created, and I'm gonna leave the prompt pretty general just to see how everything interacts here with this new text prompt to video generation. Awesome. Direct inspiration from the reference image, including the product, which pleases me. That previous generation had the product in the background, that second one, so I might want to eliminate that with some more prompts. Or I might want to return to that coral color that I initially explored here. This was another route that I tried as I was planning this video, and it worked well. The possibilities here are endless. It's actually pretty exciting. So that works great for Firefly generated videos and any videos that you find from the gallery, but what if you want to edit your own footage? I'm going to show you how. Now here's where it gets interesting. If we go back to generate video, we can also select gallery, which gives us access to other people's creations. Neat, but not as relevant for, I think, working on a brand or product project. So here's a little workaround that I want to show you using Firefly Boards. You can upload your own video to a Firefly board and use prompt to edit on that too. Here's a little video banner that I shot with my book and me walking by. And I like it, but the camera right there feels distracting. So let's try removing it with a prompt. I want to clean up this scene, so I'm going to type remove the camera from the desk. Now, at the time of recording this, there is a 32 megabyte file size limit. So this is best suited for social media or web content. This will go on a web page, so it'll work perfectly. Wouldn't use this for 4K footage, but for reels, shorts, banners, that's plenty to work with. Now, this did take quite a bit longer than our previous ones to generate, and the first time I tried it actually didn't work. I think it was just a glitch. However, if at first you don't succeed, try again, and it worked perfectly. Check this out. I'll place it on the canvas for you to see big. No camera. I mean, it did a really beautiful job. I'm incredibly impressed at how well it worked. So now I have multiple clips, some generated, some from my own footage. In the past, I'd have to export these and open another app to edit them all together. Not anymore. Let's select Edit Video in Beta because Firefly now has a built-in video editor. Yes, it's in beta, but it's already incredibly useful. I'll show it to you quickly. We're creating a new project. This video obviously isn't a video editing tutorial, but I want to show it to you because you can bring your clips in, including the ones that you generated, right into the timeline, trim them, arrange the sequence. You can even add titles and add audio if you want. Everything stays in one ecosystem and one that you're already familiar with. If you use Express or Premiere or other editing tools, look at this. For brand creators, this is huge. You're not losing time on exports and you go from your generation to finished video in the same place. How awesome. And here's one more thing that is a serious time saver, creating platform variations. Check this out. We can continue generating video in this panel, adding it to our timeline. If the video has dialogue, you can use text-based editing. This particular project doesn't have it, but if it did, the dialogue would appear right here, and I can edit it by editing the text, maybe like you've done in Descript or other text-based editing tools. Last call out here is if my clip was longer, I could do a quick cut by describing what I need, selecting the aspect ratio, like for social, as I mentioned, and then the duration. This being a web banner, it's not the right project to showcase this, but I still want to call it out. You know what? This editor deserves its own video, okay? So that's coming up in the pipeline. And since it's entirely in Firefly, it's designed around your generations in a way that we have never seen before in other Adobe tools. So that's the workflow. Generate video, iterate on it with text prompts, or upload your own and edit the whole thing inside Adobe Firefly. No more bouncing between apps or complicated exports. If you want to try this for yourself, you should. I've linked to Firefly below. Let me know in the comments what you're going to use this for. I'm curious how you're going to apply this to your brand. If this is helpful, hit like. It helps other people find these videos, and subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, and growing your business. Until next time, I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.